Hey everyone, and welcome back. I haven't been on YouTube for about 2 months now. No real reason, just haven't really been motivated enough. I do have a couple more videos in the works as well, so stay tuned for them kind of like within the next week. But anyways, as you can tell by the title, today is just going to be some updates. Updated movie collection from the last couple of months, what I've picked up. So 8 DVDs and 8 Blu-rays. First up, we've got the Robocop Trilogy. Has 1, 2, and 3 in it. I do own the original Robocop, the Arrow release. I really enjoyed it, and this DVD was only like $3 brand new, so I thought I'd pick it up for Robocop 2 and 3. I have watched Robocop 2. It was pretty good, not as good as the original, but still it amps up the action a lot, and still has like some really good practical effects in it. Haven't watched Robocop 3 yet, but I've heard kind of mixed things about that, like it's a so bad it's good movie, so I'm kind of interested, so let me know what you think of that one. Okay, next up we have The Keep. As far as I'm aware, this is the only release that this film has gotten, and by an Australian company is a bit strange as well. We don't usually get those sort of things. This is by Vision Entertainment. This was part of a buy two get one free sale. It does run for 1 hour and 36 minutes. I've heard that the original cut of this film was close to 3 hours, so there is a lot of like missing elements and things that aren't explained. But and if anyone from overseas, like the States or the UK or whatever, want to import this, because it's the only way you can get it, I believe, and you can only get it on the DVD. It does state that it's all region, so The Keep, if you're interested in that one. This was just a Facebook pickup. Dog Soldiers. I do know that Scream Factory recently released this, I think. Well, not recently, but it's had a few new releases on Blu-ray, but I got this for like $3 at an op shop, so couldn't pass it up. Did re-watch it. Still a pretty great werewolf film. Not my favourite, but good action, good practical effects, and I do like the look of the wolves in this film. Another Facebook pickup, we have Cobra. Still trying to watch a lot of Stallone and 80s action films, and this one did not disappoint. This was a lot of fun. He's just kind of like this special unit that the cops bring in when they need someone that kind of doesn't play by the rules, I guess. Fun story, awesome explosive action, exactly what you'd expect from an 80s Stallone film. Next one, another Facebook pickup, The Expendables. Considering the cast that's in this film, it's a pretty bad film. I'll probably just chuck it out, honestly. One of the worst films. I don't know, considering the cast, like you got like Stone Cold, Bruce Willis, Mickey Rourke, Terry Crews, Randy Couture. You've even got Arnold in there for a little bit. You got Jet Li and Stallone, of course. But I don't know. It was just, I don't know. There was something about this movie I did not like. I have heard a lot of people don't like this as well. So, not really interested in the sequels in this one. As I said, I'll probably never watch this again. So, I don't recommend The Expendables. One that I would recommend, but I'm sure everyone's heard about it. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Filmed by Dario Argento. This is the Cinema Cult DVD. Got this for like $5, again off Facebook. Just been trying to delve into a bit more Argento and Italian cinema. Really enjoyed this one. Not my favourite Argento film that I've seen so far, but it's up there. Just kind of like your standard giallo whodunit. It does kind of point you in a direction where it seems a little bit predictable, but then it kind of just flips it on its head towards the end, which I didn't see coming, which was good. So I'm sure everyone's seen this film anyway, but if not, highly recommend The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Next up, we have the WWE DVD, Ruthless Aggression Volume 1. This is really cool. I've only watched a couple of eps on it so far. It goes through 5 episodes. What is it? It's time to shake things up. Enter John Cena, Evolution, The Next Big Thing, and Civil War, Raw vs. SmackDown. So it's like 5 episodes. Yeah, I guess the first ones were like kind of like how the Attitude Era ends, and who's going to step up. And then you've obviously got John Cena episode, which I have watched, which was really good. Kind of shows him how he didn't really have a character for himself for a while after his debut with Kurt Angle. But then he finally gets the Dr. Thugonomics character. And yeah, obviously takes off because he was the face of the company for pretty much a decade or more. I'm really excited to see the Evolution episode because that's probably my favorite stable of all time. Lesnar episode obviously be awesome, and the Raw vs. SmackDown feud. But yeah, I grew up watching wrestling in the Ruthless Aggression era. I do prefer it over the Attitude Era. I know some people, swear by the Attitude Era. It was okay. Bit goofy for me, some of it. I think people forget how goofy the Attitude Era was. They just see it as the tits and hardcore era. But yeah, highly recommend this. And I do, considering it's volume 1, I do hope they keep doing more volumes of this, because it's my favorite era in wrestling, and it's a really great era for anyone who hasn't really delved into it. And last DVD here, Undertaker: The Last Ride. This was a documentary that was on the WWE network. They've released it finally which I did watch it on the network as they were releasing the episodes, but really wanted like a hard copy of it. So yeah, they released this on DVD. One of the best documentaries I've probably ever seen. I think it's a 4 or 5 parter, kind of like 50 minutes to an hour each. Even if you're not really into wrestling, like you dabble in it a little bit, I still highly recommend this. Gives you an insight on one of the biggest legends in the company. Now we got just a stack of Blu-rays, really, a bit of mix of everything. First up, I've shown this in it's had its own previous video. In Search of Darkness Part 2, the 80s horror documentary sequel. Again, highly recommend this. It's awesome. Don't think it's as good as the first one, but still very good. Comes with a slip, and I got the Corey Taylor edition. Yeah, really cool. I don't know if it's available anymore. It was like a Kickstarter thing, so yeah, I'm sure you can watch it on other streaming services and whatnot. Next up, we have the classic Creature from the Black Lagoon. Just picked this up because it was cheap. I remember watching this when I was super young. Rewatched it and really enjoyed it. I'm one of those people who don't necessarily I appreciate older film, but I don't tend to sort of go towards it, collection wise and stuff like that. But a few of them, this is one of the few that I definitely recommend. Just the story, how the humans are treating this creature and stuff like that, and then the suit that the creature wears is really cool, like the way he swims. I'm sure people that have watched this know the way he swims. It's really iconic. And just a great story overall. It is black and white. And yeah, I really love the artwork on this Blu-ray. Next one, a really recent film. Brandon Cronenberg's Possessor. This was really good. I kept hearing, great things about it, and I kind of thought, it's going to be overhyped and, not as good as everyone says it is, but it's fantastic, actually. The gore in it's pretty intense. The scenes that do have gore, they turn it up to 100. The story's really cool. Hasn't been done before. It's almost like an assassin that get the body jumps into different bodies to do the deed and then jump out of that body so they don't get caught. And then she ends up going into this guy's body, and it's almost like a battle between the two minds. It definitely benefits from a second watch. That's what I did. For for the last bit, you kind of see how they're trying to fight for their own mind and body. But yeah, highly recommend Possessor. This is a Facebook pickup. We got Psycho 4. For some reason, this is kind of hard to find here in Australia, especially like on Blu-ray. I do have the first 3, and couldn't find number 4 for the longest time. But yeah, watched this yesterday and I fucking loved it. Like every movie, I haven't seen the Psycho remake, but I kind of know what it is. But every movie in this franchise has been fantastic. I can't fault, 1, 2, or 3, or even 4. Yeah, like he rings up a radio station that's talking about people killing their mothers, and he kind of goes back to when he was almost like a teenager and shows you what his mother was doing to him and kind of like the weird relationship they had and why he does what he does. And it was a cool way to do it. The guy that plays a young Norman Bates, he's actually like the little kid off E.T. I forget his name, but like the main kid off E.T. But yeah, it's a cool way to do it, how he rings up the radio, and it kind of, Anthony Perkins is still puts in a stellar performance as Norman Bates in this film. And then it's almost like a cat and mouse game of like them trying to find him because he says he's going to commit murder again. But yeah, highly recommend Psycho 4. Next up, we have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Have not watched this one yet, but I've heard sort of pretty good things about it, and it was part of a deal, so decided to pick it up. Don't know much about it. I know it's been out for a couple of years, but yeah, I haven't heard too many bad things about it, so let me know on that one, guys. Next up, we have Jackie Brown, film by Quentin Tarantino. This is his film that he done between Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill Volume 1. And this film and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are the only Tarantino films I have not seen. So definitely something I want to watch. Has Samuel L. Jackson in it, Robert De Niro. So it has a really good cast, Michael Keaton. Yeah, let me know how this one is, guys, because it's one of those ones that you don't hear too much about being a Tarantino film. Next we have The House That Jack Built, by Lars von Trier. Pretty controversial director, I guess. This is a release by Umbrella Entertainment. I quite enjoyed this one. The first kind of half of the film, in my opinion, is a lot better than the second half. It kind of splits it up into 5 acts. I'm sure anyone that's seen it kind of agrees that the film goes a little bit downhill towards the end, but I think it's worth it for the first half or first 3/4 of the film alone. It's about a serial killer called Jack. He's throughout the movie, he's talking to what you think's kind of like someone in his head or somebody. It turns out to be someone in his head. And they're trying to get him to explain what he does in 5 random acts of murder. So it goes through those 5 acts. The third act, which I think this film's pretty known for, has some kind of touchy subjects. Has like, what would you say? Children killing, has a lot of killing of a couple of children. So, yeah, if you're not really comfortable with that, I wouldn't recommend it because it's very graphic. But otherwise, like, there is a slight dark humor in this, especially like with his OCD and things like that. A couple of the first kills. Also has Uma Thurman in it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I had to watch like a video on what the ending meant a little bit, but then once I watched that, like I kind of got where they were going with the direction of the film. But I recommend it. But if you're sensitive towards, violence against children and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend it. And then last one here, we have what everyone's been talking about, Psycho Gorman. Gorman. Yeah, this movie's like all of a sudden just popped up on everything and everyone's talking about it. So yeah, finally got a cool Umbrella release of it. I looked around for a while at this Beyond Genres Volume 8. I haven't got any from this like Beyond Genres label yet. But this is a really good release. Has a nice like kind of shiny slip cover to it. You can probably see it better like that. Yeah, the movie itself was pretty cool. I think it's been slightly overhyped. I didn't really like the acting of the young girl. I thought it was pretty bad. But otherwise, like the practical effects and costumes that he used in this film look fucking awesome. It reminds me of like the original like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like I forget what they're called, but like these guys up in the top corner. Yeah, it was pretty cool nonetheless. Definitely worth the watch, but I just think it's like slightly overhyped a little bit. This is a really cool release by Umbrella. Has this little thing here, plus like a cool little artwork on the back. So yeah, really cool release. And yeah, I would recommend it. And there's a lot of nice releases out there. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this pickups video, and I'll see you in the next one.